Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to be having a look at my OSCORP tower mock. I finally got it finished. I can't wait to show you all the little references and details on the floors, on the roof, even under some of the statues outside the building. This was a lot of fun to put together. I've got lots of videos. I am waffling a little bit in some of the videos, but I thought it would be really fun to just show you some of the references, some of the Easter eggs, why certain stuff is in certain places, what certain stuff means. And then I've also got more videos and images over on my Instagram, so make sure you check that out. Let's go on with it. So looking at the ground floor here, you can see Norman Osborn's like meeting room, or the Oscorp meeting room, from that very famous scene in the first Spider-Man film where he's outed by his own company, or he's, I don't know, it's fired. I don't know what the actual term is. Here's just a like basic sort of reception, nothing too crazy here. There's like a nice little TV on the wall. And then this is supposed to be like, so when you open it, you can pose, if like I wanted to display it open, you could pose like Green Goblin on there, because I wanted to give like the center sort of divide like a bit of character and like a bit of something. It's unfortunately not, I wanted to figure out a way to get it on like a thing where I opened it and that pulls out, but it's fine. Like I'm gonna display it closed pretty much anyway. And then this is supposed to be like a statue of Norman Osborn here. He's got a sword because I couldn't really figure out what else to give him. But the one on this side is, hopefully that is recognizable, that is supposed to be Stan Lee. They don't make the pen piece in like light bluish grey, which is kind of unfortunate. But I wish they did. And I tried with like the really short like lightsaber bars, or like the really short, they're like this, but like literally like that big. But they didn't look like, didn't have the effect that I was going for. So I gave him Thor's hammer as well. So it's just like a statue of him. But actually underneath his, I don't know what you call this, like plaque, this is actually fairly loose, because if you lift it off, there's obviously the jumper it's attached to, and then 4 little studs, yellow for the X-Men, blue for Fantastic Four, green for the Hulk, and red for Spider-Man. Just a lot of characters that Stan Lee has either created or drawn or wrote stories for underneath his plaque. I thought that was quite a nice little tribute to him there. There's nothing under Norman Osborn's, but you can see some broken glass from the Venom window above. So the next floor is the Norman Osborn sort of like penthouse or like apartment suite with the Green Goblin lair. Now, one thing that I know someone will point out is that the reception lift that's in the back corner takes you up, or the elevator, sorry, takes you up to the Green Goblin lair. But I didn't think about that when I was building it, but in my like head canon, this is like a secret like button that only he knows about to make the elevator stop here. But in here you've got some bookcases, maybe an Infinity Stone in there, who knows. This is from like the 2013 Daily Bugle set. I thought it was really nice to like look at like some Spider-Man pictures on there. We've got that one from the Daily Bugle, like who is Spider-Man. And then again, sort of in like head canon, this would be like one-way glass where you can only see one side through it, or like maybe he presses a button and then it opens up and all the lights come on. But you can see here like some what would you call them, pumpkin bombs and like goblin formula on the shelving over there. 2 like Green Goblin outfits there. One's like the 2019 version. This one's just like a one I made up for this. I think that's from the City Stunts sets. And then that's Cersei from Eternals, her like torso with some purple hands on there. Her torso just flipped around. And then on this side you got a pumpkin bomb, the elevator, and then some more goblin formula that's all over this set, as well as the current location of Spider-Man. There's also a balcony here where we can put Norman Osborn, sorry, I've mixed his hair around, where he can be like looking down to see like who's entered Oscorp Tower, what guests are here, anything like that. Nothing really down there, it's just again just a little alleyway. But little Oscorp branding there. Another one here from the Goblin glider from the 2014 like helicopter set, Spider-Man helicopter set. But yeah, that's this one. And then with these lightsaber bars, what I really like is you can pose minifigures around it. You can clip them on with the hands, or like how I've done here with Shocker, like a little clip there. But yeah, that's the second floor. The third floor is my favorite one that I made. This is the Lizard's Lab, or Dr. Connor's Lab, whatever you want to say. Here we have Harry Osborn, and it spins around, which I really like, that I was able to get it to spin around. So this is actually Harry Osborn in a tank of Venom goo. You can see Venom's little head there. I didn't have any of the superhero jumper pieces in black, which I really wanted, because then it'd look a little bit better. But I put some little tentacles in there and that to make it look like they're crawling up him and he's like screaming out for help. That's based on the Spider-Man 2 PS5 video game. Just put that in there, turn it back around. And then you can see here we've got just like some pipes, some like missiles, looks like some Infinity Stones or something that he's working on. I don't know why there's loads of them. I just wanted to add them for a bit of detail. Some amber, some like nuclear waste going through some pipes or something. I don't know. It's all evil stuff that's going on in this lab. This is the Iron Patriot, and I wanted to include that because in the comics, Norman Osborn is quite famous for becoming the Iron Patriot. In the movies, they sort of retconned it. There was I don't know, they made it that it was like War Machine. But in the comics, it's more of a Norman Osborn thing. Just some like stuff over here. This is like a prototype green goblin glider. They're actually like more than the one that I display him on. This is like some paint or just some stuff that they're going to use. Maybe some like prototype goblin bombs. This and the red drawers were taken from the Iron Man Armory set. Over here you've got like a screen just with some stuff on it, and then some really radioactive looking spider there as a reference to TASM 2, not TASM 2, TASM 1, sorry. And then this is a reference to Lego Marvel Superheroes. So this is in the game. I can't remember what the character is actually called. It's like Venom henchman or something like that, but it's in the level where he takes over Oscorp Tower. A bunch of the employees get Venom like symbiote on them, and then I've used the Doc Ock eyepiece or headpiece, sorry, from the Venom Doc Ock minifigure to make it look like Venom's crawling all over him. He's got like one black arm, one black leg. This is like his colleague that is not infected, and he looks fairly worried because I imagine soon he probably either will be infected or he's working for a giant lizard, so can't be that great. So this next floor is again one of my favorites. This is where the Oscorp sign actually connects. It just connects on them two snot bricks there. So here we have like just various pods as a reference to like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 with various Sinister Six equipment or stuff like that. And there's another one of them Spider-Man things there. This is like a vulture type outfit. You can see the clear head there to show it's sort of like a mannequin. But I really like the torso and the arms that I used on that. You've got Eddie Brock there. He's been captured, but he's busting out of the wall as Venom. So he's like using the like Venom symbiote to destroy like the wall and escape, but looks like he's caught Miles in the meantime. We've got like a Mysterio helmet there, a Hobgoblin outfit, Mr. Negative's hanging around there, Carnage is hanging around in there. This is a bit hard to see. Let me see if I can rotate it around, sorry. Is like Scorpion's tail using one of them J-blade pieces and a couple of action pieces there. It creates like a nice curve to it. That's in there. You've got like a prototype Rhino helmet, and then Electro's like backpack. You can see only 3 of them are on, because again I wanted this to be sort of like a prototype sort of stuff. Maybe this is like Kraven's sword, or I don't know, a pumpkin bomb. Do you know what I mean? Just like little sort of things, but I quite like that the floor would light up purple, make it look a bit more evil. And I really like Venom like breaking out of the wall. You can see like the cracks in the wall. I wanted that to sort of carry over, because I feel like when someone like, if a wall is to like break, like there's going to be some other bits, which is, this might look like I've just not skipped some pieces, but that bit is intentional to make it look like it's having some effect on the building. So looking at the roof here, I just wanted it to be like sort of basic, but also have a bit of life to it, because I knew that this would be sort of a flat area to display a lot of the minifigures. Sandman, I didn't build Sandman because I thought he came in the Daily Bugle, and this is going to be next to my Daily Bugle. But I didn't make like a little sandcastle there. You can see where it's sort of like formed or like fell to bits with them cheese wedges and whatever. Obviously there's a pizza box up there because it's New York. There is the Prowler, he's like looking around at stuff. Electro has came up through the like electricity pipes. His outfit's based obviously on TASM 2. Is using one of the Nexo Knights headpieces, which I really think fits Electro. And then you've got the Spider Society portal, I think that's what it's called, or well, from across the Spider-Verse there, with Spider-Man 2099 coming out. It's not very tall in terms of like a modular building, but it is quite wide. It takes up a whole base plate, and obviously the main feature I was going for was opening up. It's just like a little bit taller than the Sanctum Sanctorum. I think Sanctum Sanctorum's like here, so it's, you know, it's not massive, but it's quite dense. It's very heavy because it, like I said, it takes up that basically as wide as that whole base plate. So just taking a look at the Rhino mech real quick, you can fit a whole minifigure in there, and it can open up. This is hard to do one-handed. I need to get like a tripod or something, but this does fold down. You can get the minifigure out of there. Obviously this is based on the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but again, it's sort of like my own sort of inspiration, and it kind of takes design elements from that original Rhino mech that they made, that Lego made back in like 2015, I want to say. This cord here is from like a Hero Factory set. All the way back in 2012. I actually don't know if they make this piece anymore, but it was so perfect to just put in the gun and just plug it in the back. Made it look like an ammo belt sort of stuff. But yeah, I really like the Rhino design. It is quite big, like it's like, you know, a floor and a bit tall, but I think it's a lot better than like, I like a big chunky mech, and it really makes me feel like Spider-Man's kind of like, he's got a lot to deal with if he runs into this mech. So, and of course, using the Exoforce hands, he can hold a minifigure as well, which is quite nice for some posing. But that is going to do it for my custom OSCORP tower, sort of doll's house showcase. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and whatnot. I am on there. I'm going to be doing some Lego sales very, very soon. I've just got some minifigures to sort, some parts to sort. And stay tuned for the next one. Thank you very much, guys. See you later.